in this video I'm just weaving in the ends underneath the arms for the Ranunculus sweater. So I did follow the pattern instructions for the sleeves, and I think I will do it slightly differently next time, just the way I normally do sleeves, with picking up an extra stitch under the arms and then decreasing it. But I did follow the pattern, so I've ended up with a slightly larger hole than I usually end up with. So what I'll do is I'll just use this tail. It's only on one side, not so much on the other side. The other side's, oh, actually there is a little bit over there that I'd probably want to tidy up. It's a little bit large there. So I'll fix this one first. I'll just weave along under the arm there. And what I'll do is I'll go in around here, just following the path of that yarn, and pull it in a little, and that will close up that little, well, that hole that was on the end there. And then I'll just weave along underneath the underarm and get to the other side. So I'll use the same tail. I won't need to join any more yarn because I've left enough of it. Like when I cast on, come here, when I cast on under the arms, there it is, I left enough of a tail so that that's closed up there. I'm just going to work across to this side here, which is a fair way, but I definitely want to tidy that up a little bit. That's a little bit too large there. So I'll just work this yarn across. I haven't got a heap of yarn, but I do have enough. I'll just sort of work across in the pearl bumps. And then I'll just follow the path of that yarn around. And through here, and here. I don't want to pull it crazy tight because the whole thing is meant to be fairly open, but I don't want to have that big hole. And then I can see sort of one over here as well. Okay. That's just closed up some of those large holes there. And then I'll just weave across back to under the arm. Starting to get to where I don't have much tail left. I'll just thread that through. And then back across a slightly different path. Alright, and I'll just show you that from the other side. So that's the underarm. That's the scallopy stitches. That's the underarm, and I don't have any massive large holes at the underarms like I did before. So that's just the elongated stitches there. So here there's no large holes, just by weaving in those ends. This is my second sleeve for the Ranunculus sweater, and I'm just weaving in the ends. And this one doesn't seem to have the same kind of, you know, larger holes that the other sleeve did. And I did everything exactly the same, so it just sometimes happens a little bit that way. But I will still probably tidy up a little bit there. and maybe a little bit across here. So I'll just work across to this one here. And just follow the path of that yarn around. And then we'll pull it in a little bit. And there's probably a little bit just there as well. I don't want to go crazy pulling it too hard because it is a very open sweater. So that just sort of pull that in a little bit, and then I'll weave that end across to the other side and just tidy up that little bit, just that little bit there, I'd say. And look, I mean, you could get away with that just fine because given the open nature of the whole sweater, but I might just pull those in just a little bit. Seeing I've got plenty of yarn in the tail, and I just make it look a little bit tidier. So I'll go just follow the path of that yarn. Finishing that section there, and then I'll just bury it in this section here under the arm. Just sort of go a little bit that way. And then in the opposite direction, but in a slightly different path. Having it go in two opposite directions means it shouldn't pull and pop out. And then when I clip it, I don't clip it too close to the end. And I'll just show you that on the right side. So that's underneath the arms. It's just pulled in a little bit tighter around here. And that's it, I'm ready to block it now.